It's Tuesday, August 2nd, 2016, and it's time for WorthPoint Chats with Harry Rinker. I'm Greg Watkins, the editor at WorthPoint, and Harry, welcome to Primetime.
Hey, we are in Primetime. I got to look at the schedule and see who we're competing with these days. Probably. I know we're competing with tonight at TCM. It's Lucille Ball Day.
Yes, right. I saw that earlier.
That's tough competition, Greg. Come on, let's face it. If I wasn't doing this, I'd be watching the Lucy Ball movie.
Right.
No, wait a minute. But this is an interesting comment. I am a big fan of old movies.
I am too.
I do them because the stage sets are interesting. Not that they were historically accurate in the 20s and 30s, but the costuming.
Yes, right.
You learn a lot about the costume and the accessories, and when they're set in a common home, especially if it's contemporary, you can get a real look at the furniture that was out there. Not the big sets, with the luxury mansions, but by the time you get to the 60s and 70s, a lot of the movies were set in ordinary homes, and they were just going by that stuff off the street. I mean, seriously. So the old movies can be very helpful with some of this type of stuff.
Well, and it's similar to what we were discussing last week with the hairstyles and the clothing styles to date the cabinet cards and old clothing.
Hey, precisely, because I have to tell you what, Turner Classic Movies, who is to them, are starting to run movies from the 60s and 70s. And I can't deal with looking at movies made in the 70s with all the disco clothing and the lime green polyester suits and all the long hair and all that silly stuff. I was much happier when Reagan got to be president. We went back to looking normal.
Does it bring back bad memories for you?
No, it just brings back memories of, it's like when you're in this business and you keep thinking, are there things I never want to deal with? And the common colors in the 70s were golden harvest, avocado, and rust. Oh! except they're very collectible today.
Yes, today.
Well, what's interesting, however, is that today, as we move forward in collecting, a hot decade at the 60s and 70s, it's the 80s and 90s, especially with the young collectors. And so it's fun to think that the old disco, they're all getting older, Greg. All getting very old.
Yes, they are. Yeah, yes, we are.
Yes, we all are. Hey, by the way, I had an interesting thing happen on my radio show, What You Got. I do a weekly radio show on Sunday mornings from 8 to 10 Eastern, and then 7 to 9 Central, 6 to 8, 9 to 7 Pacific. In fact, I'm going out to Seattle this weekend, and I'm going to go from 5 to 7, which doesn't really thrill me at all, but nevertheless, but I got a call from a listener out of Bozeman, Montana, and he wanted to know what was the value of a cattle brand. Now normally, I thought he was talking about a branding item.
Right.
He used to brand cows. And so I tried to tell him about a collectible branding iron. He says, no, that's not what I want to know. He said, my dad is a descendant of a rancher who has a single letter brand registered in Montana. And he wanted to know what could he get if he sold the brand to somebody else.
The rights to it?
The rights to the brand, yeah. Now, we're supposed to, we're in the secondary sales market in our business, right?
Right.
So, I feel like I should know the answer to this. And so I told him some numbers. He said, no. He said, I went over to the registry office in Montana, and they told me it was worth at least $1,800. And I said, what? And he said, well, first of all, he said, it's a single letter brand. Those are very rare. And people want them. So I thought, well, if I'm going to be an expert in selling secondary things, I got to find out what a cattle brand is worth. And you know what? His number was low. What happens is this. First of all, cattle brands are registered by state. So the problem is that his brand has value only in Montana because there could be an identical brand in Wyoming or Texas or somewhere else that was registered. And when you register a cattle brand, you have to pay an annual fee to keep it registered. But I found a situation where a guy in Colorado had a double letter brand, AL. His name was Al somebody, and he had this brand for over 50 years. And he went out of the cattle business, put it into his farm, and he offered it for sale. And he listed it up on somewhere up on the net or something. And he made a note that he thought it was worth $3,000 to $4,000. So somebody said, well, hey, I'll give you $1,400 for it. The guy said, no, not enough money. I'm not going to sell it for that. So the situation is that, say, some of those single letter brands easily have to be in the 2,000 to 2,500 range, depending in the state where they're located. But who would have thought, right, that a cattle brand would have value, right?
Well, it makes sense that there's only 26 letters, and so only 26 single-letter brands.
Right. And he also had a 3-letter brand, but they told him that wasn't worth as much. But now you ready for this? My website is called harryrinker.com. But I was to register a website name early in the game, and I owned Rinker.com. And I got a call from Rinker Concrete down in Florida and said, we'd like to buy your website name. And I said, I'm not interested in that. No, I'm not interested. So a year went by, and I got another call back and said, look, we really want to buy your website name. We would like to have it for our company. And I said, you know what? I'm using it in my business and so forth like that. I said, no, I'm not interested in selling it. So about a year and a half passed, and I got a call, and the guy said, okay, this is it. It's our last offer. We have registered harryrinker.com, and we're willing to give you that site in exchange for rinker.com and some cash. And I said, I'm really not interested. And they said, well, don't you want to know what we're willing to pay for? I said, okay, tell me. They said, $31,000. I said, sold. And
wow.
That's why harryrinker.com exists as it does today. But now, you know how poor Harvey would say now for the rest of the story?
What's that?
Rinker Concrete was bought out by a different company, and they changed their name. I have no idea what happened to Rinker.com. Maybe I should go back up and see if it's still available.
That's right. We should look at it. Maybe they haven't.
Maybe they haven't paid the fee. I don't know.
I don't know, but
I will tell you. Well, I once had a whole series of 800 numbers I bought. And one of them was 1-800-CALL-MOM. And I got
that's a good one.
No, it was a great one. I got a call from a person who had a column called Call Mom, and they bought that number from me for $2,500. I mean, come on, man. There's money to be made everywhere in this game. You just have to be a bit of an entrepreneur.
I know that there's a lot of people who squat on domain names.
Yes, but look at this, though. But look at this. Why should I be upset if a guy wants to get $2,000, $2,500 for his cattle brand? I did better than that with one phone number and my website.
That's right.
But anyway, names have value. And I want to kind of end this conversation. You wonder how I come up with these conversations, don't you? But I want to end this conversation with this. Those of us that do business in the trade, our names are worth money. Seriously.
Yes, right.
And so antique dealers and so forth, when they're selling their business, part of the value of their business is their name. Part of the problem with a name like Rinker Enterprises or Ariel Rinker LLC is the fact that it's so associated with me that I've taken its value away, really. I mean, it's going to be worth when somebody else owns it, but it's not me that's running it. And I probably would never sell it that way. But, you know, I think people need to give real careful thought to how they put the business up in the names, because when it comes time to pass it on, you may want to sell it. Well, anyway, if you have a question, and now we've been talking about how the antique and collectibles trade works, not about objects. If you have a question and you'd like to know something about how the antique and collectibles trade work or whatever, we have a way for you to send us your question. just email us at community@worthpoint.com. Here you can see it up on the screen, community@worthpoint.com. It's also where you send questions about objects as well, but we're not going to answer any question unless it is accompanied by a number of photographs of the object so we can do that. So speaking of that, let's go to a question we received from one of our WorthPoint listeners. Here it is. Let's see if I can get the description that they sent us of this thing. He said, here we are. Here. Let's see if we. I have an table, solid wood with 4 chairs, which have vinyl arms or leather. There's also material on the seat. What is it worth? Well, you know, here it is. This is a hexagonal. No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, wait. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 6 sides. Hexagonal side table. It looks to me like the 60s, maybe the 1960s, early 1970s. Done in a strange style. The chairs are a knockoff of what we call a Savonarola chair from back in the Renaissance, in the late 19th century period. And here you can see that the legs have kind of an Italian flair to them. It's really just a piece of generic practical furniture, but it has 2 leaves, I think, on top of it. Do we have a picture with the 2 leaves here?
Yes.
Here. Oh, no, that's the wrong. That's not the table with the leaves. Maybe not.
I don't think I have the picture of the leaves.
You must have gotten that one through to you. Well, anyway, here's the situation. You know, what are you going to do with it? Does it have any collectible value? Absolutely not. And this is one of the things that we always ask the moment we see another thing. Does it have collectible value? Meaning, is somebody going to collect, I don't know, 50 or 100 of these things? And the answer is no, they're not. You know, what value does it have? Well, it doesn't have a lot of decorator value because I don't know what part of the country this style would be. Maybe in an urban area, certainly more than a rural area. But even so, it's almost styleless. You can see style in it, but it's almost styleless. So what's its value? It's reuse value. Somebody needed it for a porch or a cottage or somewhere and don't want to pay a lot of money for it. I mean, I'm sure the seats are reasonably comfortable. It looks so with the padding on it. It's in good shape. But the problem is, what can you get for it? And the answer is maybe 50 to 175 bucks if you're lucky. 100 bucks would be a lot. Now, it's not, you know, here we know a lot about it. I mean, we know what it's from. We know the design style. We don't know the date. We don't know the manufacturer. But the question is, would it be worth researching? And the answer is definitely not, because the truth of the matter is that none of that's going to impact the value of this at all. It's clearly not designer-driven, that's for sure. Well, where we are is good used secondary furniture. Any offer over 50 bucks, kiss the hand, take the money. And you know what? If all else fails, donate it to Goodwill and take a tax rate.
Or the local theater group, community theater, because that could be. If the
community theater is that desperate, I don't want to go see one of their plays.
Oh, it could have been one of those late 60s.
Well, maybe, wait a minute, maybe
pieces.
Maybe they use it in the coffee room or something like that.
Yeah, under the Yum Yum tree or something.
I have no idea. I would hate to see that in Rigoletto when somewhere else is a piece of period furniture. It would drive me crazy, to be honest.
Well, the chair is sort of medieval themed.
Oh, no, that's what I said. It's Savonarola out of the Renaissance style. Savonarola never sat in a chair that looked like that. But you remember when we did the furniture? Of course, I showed you a late 19th century chair kind of like that called the Savonarola chair.
Right.
And it's very Florentine. It's very Italian in its design. You're absolutely right about that. But you know what? No matter what you say about it, it's still less than 50 bucks or maybe a little more.
For the whole thing, right.
Yeah, it is, unfortunately. And the only reason the guy's probably writing us about it is the kids don't want it. I know what that's like.
Yeah, right.
And obviously neither does he anymore. Or his wife just said either get rid of it or not. I was out with a friend this morning having a cup of coffee, and he talked about some chairs, counter chairs his wife got for the kitchen counter, and then she finished them And when she brought them up and showed him, she asked him what he thought, and he said, "They're ugly." And she said, "Yes, they are." So they put him down in the garage, and they hauled him up down in the basement. They hauled him up 3 times for yard sales, and nobody bought him. He put him on Craigslist, and nobody bought him. Then they heard there was a charity sale at the church, right? So he hauls him up out of the basement one last time, takes him over there, and they said, "Can we have your name and address as a donor to the church?" And he said, "Absolutely not." And he left as quick as he could.
That's right. It's a donation to the church.
Well, you know, the nice thing about furniture is it's made of wood. There's always one last use for it if there's a fireplace.
Firewood, right.
No, well, this is a situation that you encounter off and on with old books, seriously. Hey, by the way, the materialistic girl is in big trouble these days.
That's what I hear.
Well, no. Here's what happened. Barbie used to be called the $1 billion baby because her annual sales were $1 billion. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. You hit me.
Last year, the sales worldwide were only 900 million. Barbie has lost her $1 billion sales value. Now, you know, they decided that the problem was the unrealistic, I was going to say measurements of Barbie. So Mattel brought out this new situation where we now have 4 Barbies: the regular Barbie, the short fat Barbie, the real tall Barbie, and the heavily endowed Barbie, or whatever term you want to use for the big hit Barbie. And now she has 24 different faces and so many different hairstyles. You don't even know how you get it. I mean, both of those images that are up there on the screen are supposed to be Barbie to heck with it. But apparently, for the whole reason that Mattel made all these body changes was that there was a lot of flack from the feminists and the mothers in the world that Barbie was not a realistic body image for kids. Now the problem is that their parents were probably not old enough to remember Twiggy, but apparently husbands were old enough to remember Marilyn Monroe. So I guess some of the new designs are looking better. But what they found out is when they did a big boost in sales, the problem was not with Barbie's body. What do you think the problem was?
Well, the other part of Barbie has always been the accessories.
That's right. Barbie's materialism apparently is a bad thing. Now, seriously though, when you think of Barbie, what do you think of? The pink car or whatever it is, right?
Right. The Barbie dream house and
Barbie dream house and all those other things, right?
Right.
Now, what's wrong with materialism? Well, what's happened apparently is that they have decided that Barbie is too materialistic, and that therefore Mattel is trying to reinvent Barbie as a less material girl. Can you believe that one? I mean, come on, get a look. Look at those dolls there. Do they look like Barbie? Who would ever call the doll on the left or the right or in the middle Barbie? I mean, come on. Anyway, back to materialism. So what happened is that they now have a women's focus group. This is an article, by the way, that the pictures are coming from. This is an article that has appeared in the Washington Post here a week or so ago that led me into this whole thing. And now they're studying this, and they want Barbie now to be more intellectual and more focused on raising the value and leadership images and young ladies. And she's gonna run for president again in the 2020s. And my attitude is, let's get Barbie on the ballot because she would win.
Well, this year, yeah, she could be written in.
I'd vote for Barbie over Hillary and Trump any day of the week. I mean, she has more intelligence than both of them put together, as far as I'm concerned. But we won't go there. But you know, the odd thing is what's wrong with materialism? Where would collecting be if we weren't materialistic? I mean, seriously, collectors are the best source of materialism ever. You know, the old sayings: "He who has the biggest pile wins," the biggest collection, and all the things that both collected in the past. collecting is not about being a minimalist. Collecting is about being a maximalist. I mean, the more the better. And I wonder about this because when you're around long enough, and this is one of the problems about living long enough, you can put the guru thing up again because I'm guruing again. But when you're around long enough, like I have been, you've gone through this materialism. You know, there was a huge anti-materialistic time in the late 60s and 70s when the hippies and the beatniks and everything went down to lead a minimalist life. It was minimal only if it could include marijuana, but we won't go there. But anyway, back to the truth of it, they didn't have a lot of material possessions. But then their children got mad that they didn't treat them right, so now they have a lot more material possessions. But the thing about it is, any materialist point of view, and couple it with the idiots that want you to throw out everything, is not good for collecting. I mean, it's really an anti-collecting stance. And I'm not in favor of that at all. I think it's extremely important that we understand that it's okay to be materialistic. It's okay to assemble collections of things. That's what helps make us become individuals. That's what, I mean, at the very least, we're preserving the past more so than some museums are. And the past that we're preserving is far more indicative of what was the average household than most. And I have to say, I'm getting nervous about this growing anti-materialism and this whole type of thing and this minimalism that seems to be going on in modern day decorating and so forth. It's not good for collecting. I mean, you know, collecting is not an isolated term anymore. I mean, collecting, if the stock market freezes, collecting suffers. If the oil prices go up or down, collecting can move in back. I mean, the economy is a huger force in terms of the collecting market today than anything. And yet, for those of us who are committed to seeing the antique collectible community survive well into the future, we have a in getting people to collect. Now, we're not going to collect 500,000. We can't get them to collect 25 and 50 and fill up the order if we want. Now, they're not going to collect what we collected either. But who cares as long as they collect? The whole purpose is to get them saving things and getting back to those. You know, for every 1,000 people we convince to collect, we get one that decides to go crazy and build a decent collection of 500 or 1,000 people. We win across the board. But the point is that we have to see materialism as not a negative value in the thing. You know, the whole thing is materialism, anti-materialism asks the question that no collector ever wants to hear. Why do you need that? I mean, who wants to hear, why do you need it? I need it because I want it. That's the answer. No, seriously, you sit there and laugh.
I'm not laughing. I'm smiling because I'm agreeing with you.
The matter is that, you know, no collector should ever have to justify what they want. The fact that you want it is ample justification, seriously.
Well, that is true.
And that is true. And that's why I've been out shopping again recently. I was really good for all those years, you know, when I moved out of there and sold all that stuff out. And you think, guess what?
It didn't suit you, right?
The pile is not getting smaller. I say to myself, make it smaller, make it smaller. But the truth of the matter is that I actually have started to buy a few things. And you know why? Because they're cheap. Because compared to what they were at the height of the market, it wasn't enough to entice me to whip my wallet out and buy them. Things when they were $165 that are $10 and $12 a day, I may be interested in buying them. Not that I think it'll ever go up to $65 again, but the whole point is to have some of the stuff I couldn't have. You know, we talk about here's the term bucket list. Every collector has a bucket list of stuff they want.
Right.
You know that if there is a God, they will have it before they die.
Right, just for the pleasure of owning it for a little while.
Well, I think that's true. Well, I got a note from Amy about the newsletter asking me to write a story about one of my greatest finds. I don't know how you tell a guy with $20,000 to pick one. That's crazy.
That would be hard to pick one.
Yeah, especially because my favorite one will be the next one I buy, actually.
Well, you know, that might be the story.
That might be the story. But anyway, speaking of the story, what's going on at WorthPoint these days?
Well, we're running our second sweepstakes, and let me find that slide so we can talk about it. We had our first one, and
go over to Lily, France, right?
Yes, going to France for the big flea market, the biggest one in Europe. Jonathan from Oregon won, and he's going to be going with a guest, and WorthPoint founder and CEO Will Seipel. And Will, I'm sure, will regale them with stories about whatever they stumble across. But the new sweepstakes is a trip with Will to the antique marts in Mexico City. There's about, I think there's 34 days left to register for the sweepstakes. And to do that, you go to the WorthPoint Facebook page, and you'll find a link to this page here, and you just sign up, and we'll have the drawing in a month. So at the beginning of September, that gives you about a month to get ready if you win, because the trip is October 14th through 17th.
You know, what's Will taking everybody to Europe for? We've got a lot of great places in America to go.
Well, I think it's the enticement to have international travel attached to it. But at some point, I'm sure we'll do the Brimfield. Go to Brimfield with Will, or maybe.
Yeah, they should go to Brimfield with Harry. Forget Will.
Well, okay. Well,
it'd be more fun to go with me. I don't want to say anything against Will, but
we'll talk. We'll talk about setting that up.
Actually, you know what I got to do is to get Will to take a trip to Germany to the great flea market along the Bonn River, or along the Rhine River south of Bonn.
Oh, that sounds like a blast.
That's the greatest of the German flea markets too.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's all antiques and collectibles. It's not too stuck. You know, I'd be afraid to take somebody to Shipshewana today. I just had a friend that went down there, and you know, it bills itself as the biggest flea market in the U.S. 1,600 booths. Well, if they have 1,600 booths or stands or whatever, there can't be more than 100 under the antiques and collectibles, and the rest are tube stocks and discarded merchandise, and that is not a flea market where I come from.
Right, right.
Well, anyway, we do have another
marbles and whatever.
We have another object to sneak in here. I got carried away with my pontificate tonight.
That's okay.
But I want to get to this, because this is one of those things where you say, who in their right mind would own this? No. This is a letter came from one of our people down in Bowie, Texas. Down there, and they had bought this marionette, this kind of, I don't know whether you want to call it a carousel horse or a horse or some kind of marionette. Now, what you have to understand is that this thing is right hanging from the ceiling, buddy, and it weighs 40 pounds. And the guy says, "What is it?" And you know, every once in a while, you'd really like to tell them, but you know, you have to be polite about this. But you know, this is a decorator piece. I mean, it is not an antique in the sense that we know the word antique, although it's already probably about 50 years old. So I mean, it's getting there. But the truth of the matter is, this was designed solely for decorative purposes. And okay, we'll see how good you are, Greg.
Uh-oh.
Take a guess at a country of origin, and it's not the USA.
All right.
Come on.
Well, I would say Mexico.
Yes, so would I. We are in a complete agreement. These were the kind of things that came out of Mexico in the 60s and 70s, when the Carousel Horse craze was big time, and they were sold as reproduction carousel horses. Although this one was never on a carousel; it doesn't have a hole in it. And the thing about it is, let's go back to the underneath shot on all of this. You know, people will say, "Well, look at all the wear. It doesn't. You know, look at all the wear on this stuff. It doesn't look new." But the question is, look at all the wear. There's no rhyme or reason to the wear. There's no wear on the feet. There's all this scuffed up bottom on the horse right there. There's some cracking of the paint. There's some nicks and scuffs. But they didn't happen from natural use. They happened because the piece was aged down to look old. So the question becomes, what is it? Now, we talked about the table whose only value is reuse. Well, this is a piece whose only value is to hang it from the ceiling. And I would say this. You need it, sometimes, there's this whole thing in the trade is, can something be too big? And the answer is yes. Because if you don't have a high ceiling, this doesn't hang. So, it's a conversation piece, a decorative piece, that's its value. Is it a $100 conversation piece? Probably, maybe even a little bit more. Is it a $500 conversation piece? Is the big bad wolf said, "Don't by the hair, your chin, chin, chin." But anyway, you want to put that up again. Look, if you have an object you'd like us to talk about here on WorthPoint Chats with Harry Rinker, we'll put that address up again. It's community@worthpoint.com, community@worthpoint.com. We did get a question from one of our viewers that did not contain any photographs, and we're not in a position to do those type of questions here on the air in terms of objects. I mean, seriously, we can't show the object to our viewers. Can't see it either. And so when you send us a question, please make sure you include a bunch of photographs. Well, as people on Car Talk would say, you wasted another perfectly good half hour with us. But here we are. We're going to be, by the way, on Tuesday evenings at 9 o'clock through the month of August. And then in September, we'll be switching to Thursday nights. But it's what you got. Or, WorthPoint Chats with Harry Rinker in prime time from here on out.
Right. Okay, Harry. Well, thanks for making our first primetime webcast such an enjoyable experience. And we'll see you next week.
Yes, you're always amazed about the stuff I come up with to kill half an hour, aren't you?
Well, it's always interesting.
All righty, my friend. Be well.
All right. So until next week, we'll say goodbye.